The offensive playbook you choose is the only thing that determines if you're scoring points right now in Madden 26. Luckily for you, in this video, I'm breaking down the top 3 best offensive playbooks you need to be using right now. Whether you want to run the new meta offense or you want to follow the blueprint that the pros have laid out, I've got something that'll transform your game here today, so don't skip out on any of the plays or playbooks I have for you. Let's jump right into it. First, I want to break down the best pro offense that all the top guys, including Henry, John Beast, are using to score every drive. Let me show you. All right, so that's going to be Gun Bunch X Nasty right here, or excuse me, it's going to be the Jaguars playbook. Our first play is going to be spacing switch. All right, for those of y'all that don't know, this table route out of the backfield to the running back is actually glitched. So you want to make sure that you have, you want to probably make sure when you're calling this play that you have your bunch on the short side so that your running back can have plenty of space to run out here. So what you're going to see, this is the route concept that you need to use. You need to put B on a return, RB on a crosser, block your tight end, and put X on a shriek. Because right here, you're going to see how they're in man coverage. And when they run man, they're going to have no chance because that halfback table route, like I said, is glitched out of the backfield. It gets a speed boost, and it's going to be like impossible for them to keep up with unless they switch stick, because it's just not like the angle that the defender takes just isn't very good. All you have to do, free form it out towards the sideline. You notice how they're in man coverage, and yet that's going to be, he's never going to be able to defend that. Right, again, we're going to put them in man coverage again this time, but I'm going to hot route to a table route. So this table route, this is the default one on this play, but when I put him on a when I hot route him to a flat, it just looks different and it runs different. You're going to notice how when I go to throw it this time, he breaks the pass up because he doesn't get that. It's very subtle, but it's very critical to this play to be able to get that boost. But this play, I would say it's best against man coverage just because it's impossible to defend that table route. It's like at least 5 yards every time. But also when they run zone, don't panic as well because you still have a good route concept behind it. That's why, in my opinion, it's very important to call everything beaters. Plays that can beat every defense so that you're not having to actually go about reading the defense. You're calling this play regardless of what defense they're in, and you're just going through your read progression. So you're stepping up in the pocket, and against zone, it's like if they don't have a flat on that side of the field, you hit it. So regardless of if you're playing against man or zone, your first read is ETN, the table route from the running back, because again, unless they switch stick, they have hard flats in the field, whatever the case is, it's going to be wide open. If they do defend it, then you step up in the pocket, hit your crosser, or you look to your return out on the backside. Again, no flat, and so we hit it. And you're going to think it's boring, but it's going to be easy yards, 15 yards a pop, simply because they're just playing bad defense to be able to defend this play. So again, one last time here, you're going to set it up just like this, and you can also throw that crosser over the top, and then you have the ability to speed boost away from guys as well and score. So you have many different options here with that play. Spacing switch from Bunch X Nasty, but another one that's going to be really hard to defend is going to be motion RPO zone alert. All right, all you want to do is against zone coverage. If you think they're in zone, you're just going to put RB on a shriek, X on a flat, take the snap. Because like right there, they're in zone coverage, and so that flat route is going to be an easy completion for you, because the reality, this is a RPO, and when you're calling RPOs against zone coverage, defenders are going to be looking into the backfield very often to try to stop the run. But when we take the snap right here, you see it again, where it's like that outside corner, instead of possibly like actually coming down to defend that flat, he's looking into the backfield to see what's going on with the run aspect of this play. Like right here, he's just backpedaling. He's got his eyes. We just look at, the stripes on his back of his helmet. He's looking directly into the backfield. Right? And so that works to our advantage, because by the time we throw this pass out here, he hasn't even turned around, and it's going to be an easy completion. The better your quarterback and the better back animations you can get, you can pick up more yards after the catch. But again, you can also just look right at the seam with this. Like if they do put hard flats in the field, or they do switch it onto that, you can look up the seam, especially if they don't have their safety depth up close. So you're kind of just reading the look. This looks like I might have the seam open, so I do, and so I just throw it. It's an easy completion, and again, you can speed boost after the catch with this play as well. So again, zone coverage, very, very easy. Now against here, they walk their safeties down. down, you're probably not looking up the seam. You're probably, again, but that's really what makes it so dangerous, is because now we're going to speed boost and we're out of there. Because he's looking in the backfield for like a half second, that gives us just enough room to throw that pass out there. We get a tremendous rack animation and we're able to score a touchdown. So again, this guy, he's looking into the backfield to stop the run. He has his head tilted like this. He's looking into the backfield, and so then we just throw it out here. And so we get a good rack animation. We speed boost away from him, and we're able to score. So this Jaguars playbook, specifically Bunch X Nasty, there's a reason why all the top players are using it, because spacing switch is glitched, and this RPO is super deadly because it's one of the few in this game, one of the few good RPOs that you can actually hot route and get really creative from. Alright, so if you found that breakdown of the Jaguars offensive playbook helpful, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down Madden 26 tips and tricks just like this to help you guys get better every single day, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my full Jaguars offensive ebook, which goes to full videos, screenshots, write-ups, everything you're going to need to dominate an offense from this playbook, go to the link down below in the pinned comment. You can grab it today by using code YouTube to get 20% off. Goes to red zone offense, one play touchdowns, one plays RPOs, and this was just a piece of the puzzle here that I showed you in that first segment. So what are you thinking? Go check it out today, the link in the pinned comment, and let's jump right back into the video. Because next I want to break down the most toxic offense here in this game from the Cardinals playbook. They have some more crazy RPOs that you're not going to miss out on, and you need to take a serious look at. Let me show you. Alright, so we're going to come here to pistol deuce close, and our play is going to be RPO read cheat flat wheel. Alright, so all you're going to do is you're going to put your tight end on an out route here. Now you could put both of your tight ends on an out, but I would just put my Y tight end McBride here on an out, because you're going to let that guy come in motion on his wheel, and what it actually does is it can open up the middle of the field for you to just be able to throw that pass to your post. You can also sometimes just throw the wheel, like if no one follows, like right here, the wheel's not going to be open, but the post, if Kyler Murray wasn't 5'7", dude, like, I mean, we could just, that pass was wide open because it's a man beating route, right? So if they run man, that could be open. But again, right here, that's another example of where the wheel route's going to be open. And I don't know why my controller's not operating, but you're going to see how that wheel's going to be wide open there because that's an outside third zone. And look at this. Where's the flat defender on this play? He's hesitating. You see how my controller batteries are low. So they blitz us on this side, and so now we can just easily dump this pass out here, you know, because that's an outside third on that side. So he's just going to backpedal. So again, right here, you're really just trying to make the read. You're going to notice how right there, the middle opens up. Those linebackers typically come down, obviously, to defend the run, which opens up the post. So, I mean, it's still an RPO, so you don't have all day. But again, you can get creative. You could even put McBride on a shriek and try to look right at the seam. Right, so that's easy. That's an easy completion right there. You juke that guy out and you turn that into easy yards. So you have a lot of freedom here with this play to just be able to do whatever you want. Right here, it looks like that out route could just be open to McBride. So we take the snap, and yes, it is. It's an easy completion out there, and we pick up 3 or 4 yards. So really, you have so many options with this RPO, and it's like, honestly, if you just make the read correctly and you mix up your looks, like you're changing up what route McBride is on, bad pursuit angle, like you're changing up whether he's on a shriek, and now you could even put him on like a curl, or you could even do something like this where you have him in a curl, stem him down one time. So now you just take the snap and you can just post up. Right, that's just going to be an easy completion right there for like 6 yards. So that's an option for you. But it's like when you're calling this play, you want to understand the options that you have. Like again, you could also just hand the ball off. Right, you could just hand the ball off to James Conner. You know, maybe not the best option on this play, but the reality is there might be a time where you need to do that. But really, you're just trying to play around with your hot routes and then just make the read. Marvin Harrison Jr. post route, easy completion right there. So it's like with this play, you're never really going backwards, and it's going to be extremely tough for them to actually be able to defend just because you're quick snapping it. Again, we try to hit. The only time they can really be like a neutral play where you don't go forward is if your quarterback is 5'7" and throws the ball in the dirt. But there you're able to see easy post route for a completion, or you're going to hit your out route. And then sometimes if they blitz you and don't have like an example again right here, where if you're just reading the coverage, you see they're in a blitz. Right now, you just throw this wheel out here on the sideline. Right, or you could if your quarterback would hit a green pass. So really with this play, Cardinals playbook, super toxic RPO, because you have so many great options, whether you want to look in the middle of the field for your post, you want to look over the top, and that's a great way to end it. And make sure you're speed boosting as well, because that makes this even better. But Cardinals playbook, this RPO, super toxic. All right, before I jump to that final offensive playbook that you're absolutely not going to want to miss here in Madden 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I'm the only one right now breaking down Madden 26 tips and tricks for you guys every single day, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. So what are you thinking? Go down below, hit that subscribe button. It's literally free, and let me show you that final playbook, which is going to be the new most explosive offense here in Madden 26. I mean, you have bombs over the top, you have great coverage beaters, you literally have everything you need from the Buccaneers playbook. Let me show you why. All right, so our first play here is going to be this one, escape from a gun normal Y off close, right? All you want to do, put your tight end on a shriek and block your halfback, because against a cover 3 defense, you are looking for that post route over the top. Now, the reality is this is actually an everything beater. It actually has a great opportunity and a great chance to beat every single defense in the game, which, I mean, is part of the reason why you're going to call it. So it's like that. My point being is you don't necessarily have to panic when they don't run like cover 3. Like right here, they're gonna be in cover 3, and we're gonna try to get time to throw. I'm gonna roll out here, and then I'm gonna have that post over the top of Baker can get it there. Baker has a noodle arm, but it's like, I don't know, Baker actually has a pretty strong. I'm surprised he missed that. Maybe it's because I was on the run, but what you're gonna notice here is Godwin's corner out is gonna pull this guy down. This is outside third. He's gonna pull him down, and that's gonna open up room for you to be able to launch that post over the top behind that inside third. So we're gonna see it right here, where we're going to should have more time to be able to launch this pass over the top, block our running back, put our tight end on the shriek, take the snap. And so you're just gonna notice how you have good pocket presence, your line creates a good opportunity for you, and then there we go. That's the strong arm I'm looking for, where we're able to find it. Again, it's the corner route. It's the corner route that pulls this guy down, that opens up a window for us just to be able to throw this. Again, Godwin corner out here, pull this guy down, hold him down, and he doesn't, like, he would be right here in this area to defend this, and then your shriek is gonna hold the is gonna hold the inside third in the middle of the field, which opens up room for this S post to run over the top, for an easy score. So that's against cover 3. You can really call this anywhere. Like, I mean, this is about the closest I would probably call it. Inside the 40 is probably the closest I would call it. But even if they run cover 2, what we know about cover 2 defenses is that a lot of people, they like to use their middle linebacker, who is typically going to be their mid-read defender. So if you just, if he doesn't get back there, right, because you have your in route on the field to kind of occupy him or get him to come down, like if they don't have a super disciplined user defender, this middle of the field deep post is going to be even more open than it was on the last play, just for us to be able to walk in untouched again. So really escape against cover 2, cover 3. We even saw it against man coverage earlier. You're gonna have options. It's just gonna be about stepping all the way up in the pocket and making sure that you get rid of the ball on time, like right here, right before I get shedded. But it's the same thing with this corner out, where he's gonna pull this deep half towards the sideline and then open up the middle of the field even more for us to just be able to throw that S post, and then just to be able to do what we need to do after the catch. So really escape, one of the best bombs, everything beaters, honestly really easy to set up, but really explosive. But let me show you another great play here from this Buccaneers playbook, which is going to be this one wide trail here from Bunch Strong Nasty, right? This is one of the best plays in the game, and it's, again, another easy one to set up. All you want to do, put X on a stemmed down to the max or the minimum, whichever one you prefer to say. You're stemming the post all the way down, right? So you're gonna stem the post all the way down, and then you're going to block your halfback. The reason why you wanna do this is now an everything beater effectively, right? Because this post against man coverage, he gets a speed boost off the line, gets to the sideline faster, easy completion. Against zone coverage, he just gets to the sideline faster in general and gives you a better window to throw the ball. So right here, they're gonna be in man coverage, and you're just gonna see how we're gonna be able to throw that pass. Now, there was another defender there, which is why I couldn't freeform it, but also freeforming is kind of really important, very important actually, to passing the ball, because if you're not freeforming, the ball just ends up behind your man, like right here, where at that time I'm able to freeform that, get that away from that kind of lurking defender underneath, and so then we're able to find it in a great window. So again, stem the post all the way down, put RB on a shriek, take the snap, and then you're just going to notice how they're going to blitz us. We step up in the pocket, and so we're just going to be able to fire that pass, because if you think about it, if he just kept running over the top, he would have, like, that deep zone just would have kept following back there, and I wouldn't have been able to throw that before I get pressured. But like I said, when you actually stem it down, he gets to his spot way sooner and just gives you a much easier completion than, you know, if you just have the post running by default. Now, it's not just the post that make this good, because they could just use the post and take it away if they really wanted to, but your counter to that would be some of these other routes right here if they don't bump into each other. So boom, we go with it again, we read the coverage, it's man, and so again, that drag route's some of the most reliable routes here in the game. I should have speed boosted earlier, but they're some of the most reliable man-beating routes in the game, because again, if they're not pressed, we just have better leverage. I mean, that just makes sense. So it's like, this is an everything beater. You should never really take a sack with this play. You should really always be able to find your man open and just be able to hit that pass, box that guy out. That's probably why he got traded, man. Like, I need him to catch that. But you're just gonna see it, like, so it's like incompletions you can live with, but like, you can't really live with taking sacks. Sacks will kill your drive, and so that's why it's really important to have a play like this that can actually attack every single defense in the game very easily. Just going through a read progression, first looking for your drag to Ibuka, then your post to Evans, then your trail. You're going to see how the trail is going to be open right there. The trail is honestly really good because their user typically vacates the middle to defend the deep post, and then you're just able to hit that over the top. So we go with it again. Let's see, boom. And you're able to see how that's just going to be an easy completion. Where again, if that post just kept running over the top, he's going to just keep running into more defenders and make it easier for them to guard. So really, this play here, this entire Buccaneers offense, you know, wide trail, escape from normal wide close, great everything beaters that can attack every defensive game, making this offense super explosive. All right, so if you found that breakdown of the top 3 offensive playbooks helpful here in Madden 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down Madden 26 tips and tricks to help you guys get better every single day, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my full Buccaneers or Jaguars offensive ebooks, go to the link down below in the pinned comment. You can grab them today by using code YouTube to get 20% off. They both go through the full videos, screenshots, write-ups, everything you're going to need to guide you through running one of these playbooks here in Madden 26, and you can always save them on your phone and reference the plays and formations during gameplay. Really a great addition to your offense. But if you want to see the top 3 defensive playbooks to pair with one of these offenses, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. Peace.